Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cinema Stitches. I am your yarn host, Jennifer. Bentley was in here and he bolted. Today's P-Yow! Otherwise known as Yarn Porn Fridays. Because we have that combination happening in the house today because yarn release day! It's a yarn release day! I know I still sound like crap, but I'm recording this a couple days ago, so hopefully by the time this video airs, I'm all better. I also think I'm developing pink eye in both eyes because I got the junk happening. I don't know. Luckily for me, Juju has eye drops left over from when she had pink eye a couple years ago. Well, I don't think it was a couple years ago. It might have been last year. And if not, I will be going to urgent care because, God help me, I can't get into my doctor. So, oh, by the way, I got a new shirt. Oh, Mr. Cinnamon bought me this for my birthday. If you don't know, I love Fall Out Boy. So yeah, and I really like the chubby little angel sitting on top. And it's my first white Fall Out Boy shirt. Because Fall Out Boy tends to release black clothes, which, like, my emo heart loves. But also white, right? I also have a pink one and a red one. So we're working through the colors of the rainbow. Now, if they can do a tie-dyed one, that would be fantastic, because I would love that. Or, like, pink. No, not pink. I have pink. Purple would be cool. Blue or a turquoise. Aqua. That would be a fantastic Fall Out Boy color. Right? So, now, Premier Yarns. Sometimes we'll send out swag bags. And this is what we're going to call this is a swag bag. So, I have a whole collection of project bags that say Premier Yarns on them because they will send these off to their affiliates. Super cute. This could be a backpack, could be a little tote. Either way. I would really like if they sent me the nylon one that I have showed recently. Where is it at? They have a nylon one that's like blue and it makes that noise when you scratch on it. I love that. They also sent me a top secret folder. This tickled me so much. I was like, look, I got top secret information. This actually made me giggle. It made me giggle. I love the red envelope. Whoever's putting together these boxes, and I know who they are, okay, because, like, I'm in contact with a lot of the people at Premier Yarns. Like, I do communicate with them. I love the little things that they're doing to change things up recently for their affiliates. But, like, there's so many things good happening at Premier Yarns. I'm just here for it. My hair is, like, so wet. It's getting on my nerves. I'm going to have to get a headband. Or a rubber band. We're going to rubber band it today, guys. I'm going to rubber band it. I am fresh out the shower because I had to wash the gunk off my face from my pink eye that's occurring. I don't know that it's pink eye. It could just be side effects from a sinus infection, but, like, oh my god, my eyes were, like, almost crusted shut this morning. It was disgusting. I had to go wash and freshen up. So this is the yarn. It is Karma. But they also are releasing new colors of, come on, the Trinket. So, I have the cute little papers that are top secret on the day I'm recording this, but this is all public information and knowledge for you today on Friday, what does it say? The 15th. Now, the Trinket, we're gonna cover this one first because the Trinket did not interest me when it came out because it's not a new yarn. It's a new, they have new colors coming out. Because I believe the Trinket is available right now on the website. Let me double check before I go running my mouth. Because I know I have seen this before because I've seen this, I think, on Universal possibly. Yeah, it's available. Alright, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They currently have 9 colors of the Trinket. Okay. This color, I swore they had this color before. And if they haven't, I'm wondering if they had it on the Premier Yarns or the Universal Yarn side of things. So these are all named, oh, the tourmaline is pretty. Maybe that's the one I saw. They're all named after I want to say jewels. That's not the right word. Rocks. they're all named after rocks and gems, okay? So, my favorite one, though, I don't know how to pronounce this. Tug to Pite. I don't know how to say that. Let me Tug to Pite. Let's see if it's, no, it says Talk to Flight. I'm going to put it in Google and see if Google will tell me how to, come on, how to say it. There we go. Apparently it is very expensive. Why is it so expensive? It is a rare silicate mineral known for its color changing and phosphorescent properties, making it a highly valued gem. So, phosphorescent. That's your $2 word today. This is what it looks like. Okay, how do you pronounce it though, Google? Let's see. There we go.
Tug to Pite.
Tug to Pite. I had it.
Tug to Pite.
Tug to Pite.
Tug to.
We have seen historic increases.
We're going to check the second video because sometimes the first video is wrong.
That happens when
Tug to Pite.
Tug to Pite. I had it. Point for Jen. I know how to pronounce words I never saw before. This is Tug to Pite. And I already know you guys are thinking. I already know what you're thinking. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Because that's what I thought. What am I going to do with that? But this says right on here, pairs well with any size yarn. And then, furthermore, I'm giving you a preview. I'm going to re-show this on Monday. You see this yarn, this Halloween yarn? This is chenille yarn. This is from Hobie, okay? But it's the Halloween yarn. Where's the Halloween yarn? I just had the bag. Is it in this bag? Yes, it's in my Hot Ghoul Summer bag. Or at least it should be. Alright, I'm going to show you. I'm going to educate you guys on the things. They have this cool yarn, right? It's got the cool speckles on it. Do you know what this yarn is? It's chenille. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wrapped together with stuff like this. So, you can make your own custom yarn that is chenille held together with or acrylic. Any yarn, like it says right on there, pairs well with any size yarn. It is a super fine carry-along yarn. What does that mean? It means you can hold this with your whatever yarn you choose to use it with, and it will give you cool speckles. Depending on the yarn you use, you might also see the strand wrapped around. You make your own custom colored yarns, okay? This could also probably be used when spinning yarn, which I was thinking about. This would be really cool to spin with. And I just so happen to have giving you ideas because I have them, okay? This was gifted to me last year. I haven't used it yet. I want to use it this year. I really do because it's gorgeous, okay? It still has the card in there she sent me. So this is Halloween colored roving wool, which you spin with, you turn into yarn, okay? Hear me out, right? How cool would it be to spin this yarn together, right? This one is the color Highlight. Not highlight, Highlight. See? Highlight. And this is exactly like the stuff that is wrapped around this yarn. You see that? We can make our own custom yarn, people. And we're going to work up a swatch today. I'm going to show you. So, I have the Highlight. This is a super fine #1 yarn. And yes, you can knit and crochet with just this. You can make doilies. You can make whatever you make with really, really skinny thread, okay? But This is meant to be a carry-along yarn. It is meant to add to your yarn to make it unique, special, just a special you colorway. No one else is going to have it. And can I tell you, with the chenille yarn at least, I can't feel, because this is 75% acrylic, 25% nylon. Okay? And it's not soft. It's not something, well, you know what? I could probably wear something made out of this. If you're a knitter that likes to work with this real thin stuff, Shannon. Talking to you, Shannon. She likes that thin stuff. I don't know if she likes it this thin, but she likes it thin. Alright, so see how this is a thread. It's a thread. And it's got those cute little bumpy bits on it. We are going to work up a swatch of that. So we got the highlight, the tug to height, which fluoresces the heck out of everything. Look at this. Ready? Oh, hang on. I gotta get it the right angle or else it just blows out. Man, that fluoresces all kinds. That is real bright. It's real bright. Alright. The green does okay, they all fluoresce. They all fluoresce. They all fluoresce. This one, the green, is real fluorescent. Oh, that's the perfect angle. This one, the green and the orange and the pink all fluoresce. And then this one, which I haven't showed you yet, the pink fluoresces a lot. Oh, that makes me happy. Alright, so this one is the color Smithsonite. I should probably put glasses on. I mean, you see me like tromboning? I can't see. Let me put my eyeballs on, because I'm just ridiculous at this point. Alright. Oh, wow, that's really pretty. I can see it, y'all. Alright, so, when I say this was called Smith, I want to say Samsonite, but I ain't the Samsonite, man. That's a good song from Alicia Keys. You should listen to it. I love Alicia. Alright, Smithsonite. And yeah, that pink fluoresces so much. Oh, see, it even fluoresces. Like, you can tell it's fluorescent under. Okay, so what they did, I think they're watching me. I think Premier Yarns is watching me, and they're like, hey, this lady is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and she loves her neon fluorescent yarn, so they sent me the fluorescent. I don't know if these other colors fluoresce. I'm going to say probably not. But they sent me the bottom three that all fluoresce. And I cannot tell you how happy that makes me. So, other colors they have is Dark Ruby, Smoky Topaz. That's, surprisingly, I don't like brown. I think that is really pretty. And it would be really beautiful with some white yarn called Karma that I'm going to show you in a minute. Smoky Topaz. Deep Emerald. And yes, I'm reading this in a mirror image because I can't actually see. Midnight Lapis. What does that say? Calcite. Esperite. That one probably glows too. Black Pearl. Twilight. Ooh, Twilight Amethyst is pretty. And then I just showed you the Smithsonite, the Hyalite, and the Tug to Bite. Alright. You geology nerds out there, why does it all end in "ite"? What does "ite" stand for? Does that mean it's... Like, I know there's got to be a meaning behind it. I'm trying to think, because my daughter is a gem nerd. She loves geology. My husband took geology in college, and I actually was a nerd, and I read his books because I was fascinated. So I'm trying to remember what I recall about the light, the ones that end in "ite." Alright, if there's a geology nerd that's watching this, please inform me thusly. I should actually go ask Agate Guy, see if he knows. Agate Dad. His name is Agate Dad. So I'm going to work up a swatch of this, holding it together with another yarn. I don't think I'm going to hold it together with the yarn that they sent this with. There's black chenille bits. From the black chenille. Because I took the... Actually, yeah. I was covered in it last night. I was playing with my box of yarn and I was making a Halloween donut because Halloween donuts make me laugh. Alright, so this next yarn, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not, and I know this probably sounds weird to some of you, I don't really like fat yarns a whole lot. I don't like thick yarns. I don't like bulky yarns. And I know it's weird because I've been working mostly with chenille, which is all 5-6 weight. I live in a climate. So I was born in Michigan. Okay, Michigan, and where I was born is actually north of some parts of Windsor. Okay, so Windsor is in Canada, in case you don't know that. Now, I come from a cold climate. I'm also fat, so I'm insulated, all right? I live much closer to the south part of the United States now. I'm kind of in the middle, but like, sometimes it's hotter here than it is in like Mississippi and Florida. And I know that because I have friends in those places. I got friends in those places. Furthermore, I keep track of the weather of where my friends are at because you know, my friend Adrienne lives in Mississippi, and I'm like, she'll complain about the weather, and I'll be like, it's hotter here than it is in Mississippi. Make that make sense. I don't know. So I do keep track, and I also keep track of the weather in Florida, specifically because Disney World, and I watch news on Disney when I'm not going to Disney. I watch the weather on Disney when I'm not going to Disney because I just like knowing what's going on there because Disney is a second home to us. So saying all of that, when there's a bulky yarn that comes out, I'm hot-blooded. I don't want to wear nothing hot, nothing heavy, nothing extra thick. And a lot of times you will see me making tops that are really lacy and open so that the breeze can come through. I am also a menopausal woman, okay? I am in the depths of menopause. I have been for a long time now. Heavy, thick, bulky yarns don't really appeal to me. My favorite weight of yarn is a DK weight. Honestly. And for wearables, as much as I hate working with real thin yarns, sport weight is fantastic. I will even do fingering weight, which is the skinniest yarns. Just so that I have like airflow. Okay, but now that because this is a bulky weight yarn, and I wasn't sure I was gonna like it at all. And then when I opened the box, I was like, first of all, it's called Karma, which is hilarious for current situations in our lives, right? It's karma. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. All right, so it's a bulky weight 5 yarn. What I like about it is, first of all, it's soft. Oh, even Mr. Cinnamon liked the feel of this one. He's like, oh, that feels real nice. Like, it's real nice. The downside of it is a hand wash, lay flat to dry situation. So, we're not going to be making a blanket out of this because I'm not hand washing and laying flat to dry a whole blanket. Is that going to stop me from loving on this yarn and making something pretty? No. It's bulky, but I'm going to let you look at it while I take a drink. It is upside down. It has airflow technology. Well, it's produced with airflow technology. I actually looked that up because I was like, what does that even mean? It's blown yarn, okay? So what they do, let me find the end. And I've worked with yarn like this in the past. It is like, let me show you the end. Let me show you the end. It is, that's not what I thought it was. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna change what I was saying because I was incorrect. A lot of times these yarns that say air or whatever on them is usually a blown yarn, which will have like a net and then they blow the fibers into the net. That's not what this is. And that's what I thought it was going to be. This reminds me of a yarn Premier came out with, oh, it's had to have been 5-6 years ago now. And it was a lot fatter than this. I actually did make a blanket out of it, but it was similar to this in the way that it was fuzzy and lightweight. Alright, so here's what it looks like. It is open and airy, and it feels like, come on, focus. It feels like it could be a hand-spun yarn, is what it feels like it could be. Like a roving, it almost feels like pencil roving. And what pencil roving is, for you, those of you who are not spinners, is they take the fluff that I showed you, this stuff, the wool, and they split it so that it's real thin strips so that it's easier to spin. And it saves from having to pull the thin strips because it could fall apart, it could break, it could get thick, thin spots. So pencil roving is really good for beginners, in my opinion. It's a lot easier to spin than like a fat, fluffy one. That's what this reminds me of. This is not wool at all. This is 51% acrylic, 34% cotton, and 15% nylon. And my hands are real dry right now. Like, I just got out of the shower, so they're real dry and a little bit sticky. This yarn, I have problems with yarns that are usually really soft and fluffy like this because they will stick to my skin. I'll get like the Velcro thing happening. And if you guys look at my fingers, they're tore up. Okay? They have... I'm a diabetic. I poke on the side of my thumb. Okay? So I have real bad Velcro, like the little splintery parts of your skin. It's not even sticking to that, like at all. Like, it ain't sticking. So if you have sensory issues, you can't do the microfiber because it sticks to your finger. You know what I'm talking about. My neurodivergent people know exactly what I'm talking about. This doesn't do that. It's just soft and beautiful and fluffy, and it absolutely has a halo on it, which my camera is not actually doing a good job showing. It's got a beautiful halo on it. So, I told you the compound makeup. 51% acrylic, 34% cotton, 15% nylon. Produced with airflow technology. Let me move my paper over. It's 174 yards. I do have the price, I think, in my email. Nope, I don't have the price point. The price will be listed on the website. I will link it below. I just rubbed that on my nose. Well, I got it in my mouth on accident. It's so soft. So what I'm thinking for this, because even though it's bulky, because it weighs nothing. Okay, so to give you an idea, it's 174 yards. This is a 100-gram ball. Heavier yarns. So heavier yarns will be smaller balls that weigh more. So this is 100 grams, this is 100 grams. And there's a big size difference in, because it weighs less because it's fluffier. I don't know how better to explain that. So the colors that I have are Blanc de Blanc, which is white with white. These are supposed to be ombre, so it says Karma Ombre, and I don't know that I would call it an ombre or an ombre. I don't know that I would call it that. I mean, though, this is actually more of a cream than a white, but I mean, it's whitish. It's whitish. It's got a little yellow. It's very minor creamy. Like, it's real close to white. See, this is white and this is true white, and that's just slightly less white. I don't know. It's beautiful though, but I wouldn't call it an ombre necessarily, because when I think of ombre or ombre, I think of light to dark, like fades light to dark. This does have light and dark, but I think it's more of going to be like a light dark, light dark, light dark, light dark, light dark. And that's okay, because in the yarn industry that is also considered an ombre. For me though, I would consider a true ombre yarn would be a long light fading slowly to a long dark. And I have not worked this up, so I can't tell you what it's going to do, but it looks like it's dark, light, dark, light, dark. Then this is the perfect blue jean color. This is so pretty. This is the color Allure Blue. Allure Blue. Because it's alluring. That karma is alluring. That's my bedroom voice. And then last but not least, this is the color Violet Quartz. Give my camera a minute because it's darker than what it's showing. There we go. That's more accurate. This is like a dusty rose is what I would call this. And see how it goes light, dark, light. Light, dark, light. So I think it's going to be a much quicker change for, there's fiber floating in there. If you see something go across that looks like an orb, it's just fiber. Of course, I didn't change my, this one is softer than the other two. Oh, this one's real soft. Let me change my battery and I will show you the rest of the colors. Okay, so this one, like I said, this one's the softest of the two. Isn't it weird how color dyeing processes can change the texture of yarn? That's not to say the other two are not soft, but this one's just extra buttery. So if you like really, really soft, the violet quartz is the one. And yes, I just want to rub it all over everywhere. This comes in beautiful, beautiful colors. And it comes in, I guess because we're moving towards fall and winter now, it has some very beautiful colors that I think would be perfection for the fall time. This top row specifically, like those four together would be so beautiful in a project. What? I don't know. Oh, a scarf. This would be, okay, I'm thinking giant oversized scarf that just wraps around your, and what I think I'm going to make with this is I think I'm going to make a cowl. I'm thinking like a big fluffy giant oversized, you know, like a wide scarf that's long that you wrap a couple times in these fall colors, specifically for you people that live north of the Mason-Dixon line in the United States. That's like the center point across the United States. So we have beet red, pureed pumpkin, mineral yellow, and rainforest. And yeah, this rainforest specifically, and I can't remember the name of the yarn that Premier Yarns used to have out. And I think it might not have been, it was a Premier Yarn. Okay, so this yarn that I'm thinking of, and I can think of two people specifically that watch my videos that's going to know what I'm talking about. A. Seymour released the yarn first. And then Premier Yarns released an almost identical copy of the yarn. So Michelle, if you're watching, what is that yarn? Creative Grandma also might know because I think she made something out of it too. Yeah. This one specifically reminds me of it. And the blue one kind of does too. It was thicker than this. And it was like harsher shades of color. So it went like a blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. And I have a blanket somewhere. I may have actually donated it. I made big giant squares. It is an old video. But I used one skein and made one giant 12 by 12 granny square. And I made the big giant blanket using all those really big balls of yarn. And I cannot remember what yarn it was, but that's what this reminds me of. So that top row is so beautiful. Like the orange, I am not generally an orange and yellow kind of person. I'm not. I look beautiful in yellow, I'm going to be honest. I just don't gravitate towards it. I like pink and purple and sometimes blue and neon of all shades. And I don't generally go towards the like warm tones. But that yellow and orange is so pretty. And then we have the Allure Blue, True Navy, Violet Quartz, Cadet Blue. Then we have Novelle Peach. What did I say? Madder Brown. That brown is mad. Is even madder. Blanc de Blanc. And then Ultimate Gray. That gray is pretty too. That gray would be really pretty with these three colors that they sent me. So, what I want to do, we're going to go to the table. I pulled out the white, but I don't want to work on the white because the white is really hard to see on camera. So I think we're going to probably work with the pink because it's the softest. We're going to do swatches of the pink separately. And then I'm going to grab an acrylic yarn. If I can find one that is a solid color. Because I have some right here. Ah, perfect. I want to see what this looks like held together with a neon yarn. And I just recently made my little, my dragon. It's not a dragon. It's not a dragon. It's a goat. I made him. So all these colors are in my scrap basket over here. That's not it. It looks like it. It's not it. They're in my scrap basket. So I'm going to hold that together. So let's go to the table. We'll grab some crochet hooks. We need a 6.5mm crochet hook for this. Honestly, I'm going to go bigger than 6.5mm for that. Because I have a 7 We're going to probably use a 7. Because I don't want to compress this. I want to leave it open and airy. I even might suggest using an 8mm. Which I don't know if I have one right here on hand. That's 5.5. And then for the acrylic, I'm going to need a smaller hook. So we'll do a 5mm for the acrylic. Alright. So I got my 5mm and my 7mm. Let's go work up some swatches. Alright. Alright. We got our Karma. I'm going to center pull because that's what I like. Oh, we got a little knot tangle thing. Now I'm going to suggest that if you're going to work with this type of yarn, because of the fluffy, halo-y nature of this, just from speaking on experience here, I would work with a simple stitch, because you're not going to get real great stitch definition with this, and work with a pattern that you are familiar with, because I don't think this is going to frog real great, because those little hairs, and I'm even thinking this might tangle, those little hairs are going to hang up on each other, and that's just the nature of fuzzy yarn. But oh, this is really pretty. I gotta be real careful here. It's like knotted and then knotted and then knotted. It's real soft though. And sometimes if you just use loose hands, loose fingers, it will untangle a little easier. Alright, so we got the Karma Ombre. Acrylic, cotton, and nylon. The softest yarn I have come across in a while. Like I said, I think this would make a beautiful something close to your neck. This would probably make a beautiful hat, and it will be lightweight, so it doesn't feel like it's weighing your head down, and it will be lightweight and soft against your skin. So I went up a hook size to 7mm. This is my favorite Omi crochet hooks. I get these on Amazon if you're interested. They're in my Amazon storefront. And the reason I'm using a bigger hook is because I don't want to compress these fibers. The whole point of this yarn is for it to be light and open and airy. And so I don't want to, I want it to stay light. I don't want it to be dense fabric, you know. So even though it suggests on here 7 or a 6.5mm crochet hook, I grabbed a 7 because I want it to stay looking like this beautiful roving that it looks like. And I don't think there's going to be splitting with this yarn, just because of the way it's created. It really reminds me of a felted string. As a matter of fact, my son has spun yarn that looks very similar to this, because he's a beginner and he's 11. He has spun some red yarn that looks very similar to this. Alright, it is not wanting to center pull very easily, so keep that in mind. This might be an outer pull yarn, and I think that was just because of the nature of this yarn wanting to tangle up on itself because of those hairs. So, I'm going to turn. I'm going to do half double crochets for this row. Now if you want to make a cowl out of this, the easiest way to do it, well, I mean, you could work in the round, but the easiest way to do this would just be to crochet the width. So think about how high you want it to go up on your face. So from your chest bone to like above your nose to cover your mouth if you live in a cold climate. So I would measure that. So let's say 6 inches. You would crochet up, you would do a piece about 7 inches, because when you do a starting chain, it always shrinks up on you. So I would do 7 or 8 inches, and then just crochet back and forth just like we're doing here. And then when you have it long enough that it wraps around your face the way you like it, you connect it back to the starting chains. That would be a very easy, simple cowl. I do have cowl patterns here on the channel if you're interested. So they're there. Just type in Cinnamon Stitches tutorial and they will pop up. Or Cinnamon Stitches Cowl, C-O-W-L, like a cow with an L. A lot of people spell that wrong. I realize that. Cowl and shawl is a common misspelled word. I don't know if you knew that. So C-O-W, like a cow, L, cowl. Just doing a mix of stitches. So I did single crochet, half doubles. Now I'm doing doubles. Yeah, this stuff is not splitty at all, and it feels so soft in my hand. And the fabric is very lightweight. And I'm sure you guys all know how to make a scarf. But that's what I'm thinking, is this would be beautiful. I'm even thinking a hooded cowl would be beautiful with this yarn. Alright, now let's see what our fabric looks like. Alright, so there is some stitch definition. It's very, very soft, even worked up. And it's very lightweight and like flexible, and it's not, it'll keep you warm because it is acrylic and cotton. It will keep you warm without being heavy and bulky around your neck. And because of the texture of this yarn, if you make this, even though it looks thick here, when you fold that over into your coat, it's not going to feel like you got a big bulkiness around your neck. And I have a real sensitive throat. Like I can't have things around my throat that feel bulky or feel like they're touching my throat at all. And so that's a major thing for me, is that it has to be something that's lightweight and flexible that's not going to bother my throat. Go back to single crochets here. And this is an easy, quick cowl you can make. You make it the width that you want it to be, so from chest bone to like above your nose, if you want that type of cowl. You can also make it thinner if you want it just to be a fashion cowl. And put whatever stitches you want in here. So for me, I just did single, half double, double. You can repeat that all the way across. Single, half double, double, single, half double, double, single, half double, double. And it will give you a really cool, like it will give you a texture. This is really pretty. This is really soft. I wish that they had sent me enough of one color to make a project with, but I also really love that they send me a variety of colors, because then I can show you what colors look like actually on the screen. Because sometimes it's hard to tell with those little swatch things that they put on the website. It's hard to tell. And honestly, I've said this so many times before, I can show you that, but your camera or TV or whatever you're watching on your tablet, your colors might be calibrated differently. And I know this from experience, because I worked with color when I was a photographer. Like, color was a very important part of not only shooting photography, but also how it was displayed or how it was printed. Just so you know, Walmart, they use extra green in their photo printing services. So whatever I did where it looked perfectly colored, it would always, if it was printed at Walmart, it would have a green tinge to it. Drove me crazy. So these are things to consider. That's why I try to show you as many things as I can in many color varieties. This is so pretty. You see what I'm saying though? That would be such a beautiful cowl. So imagine this much longer and then it wraps around. That would just be on your face. And it's so soft. Alright, here's the true test. So it crochets beautifully. The finished project is soft and fluffy and halo-y and flexible and lightweight. Does it frog? And just because it frogs in this situation does not mean it's going to frog in all situations. It's frogging really good though. I'm surprised it's frogging so well. I really thought it would get tangled up where it started to snag right there. You gotta go slow. And if it starts to snag, a lot of times it'll be two hairs stuck together and you just gotta break those hairs. This is really soft. Wow. I did not expect all of that to frog that easily. And look, it still is in beautiful shape. That is so soft. Oh my goodness, it's so soft. Here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little mini cake. Yeah. I'm going to make a little mini cake. Because I don't like to waste my swatches. Some people will cut their swatch and throw it out. I like to, because I'm going to need this. I want to make something out of it. So I make these little balls like this, and I stick it back in the hole, because I hate wasting yarn. This stuff is a valuable commodity. Alright, so see, there's a hole there. I just pop it back in there. And then I know, because it's still hanging out, that this is the one I made a swatch out of. Alright, now, we're going to work with the Trinket yarn, because this is intriguing. And we're going to use a 5mm crochet hook, and I'm going to use this yellow yarn, which no longer has a label. I thought this would look cool with the yellow, because there's not the same shade of yellow in here. So I thought you'll be able to see all these colors. Where's the end? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my little yarn dolly thing. I'm going to plop it on here so that I can just outer pull and try to scoot that back a little bit. Now, I'm going to take the Trinket and just hold it together and see if it shows up first of all in this colorway. And hopefully it doesn't. Now, one thing that might be bad for this, doing it this way, holding them together, is this might be splitty and you might accidentally miss the thread. That is going to mean you're going to need a tighter tension between here and your hook. So as long as you keep this part tight and not floppy, like if it's too floppy, you're going to lose that strand. So that is the key. And the way I hold my yarn is I pinch it here, which controls tension, and I pinch it here, which controls tension. And when doing that, it helps me to, see, I loosened up too much, and I lost the strand. But this is going to be cool. I can already see the yarn. You can see that? It's going to give you little pops of color, and it's going to make the yarn look totally different. And I really, really like this. So now, when I work up this yellow is not a fluorescent colorway. It is just very, very bright. I'm doing single crochets at first. See, in that time I only grabbed the strand and not the actual yarn. By the way, if you don't have one of these little things, I love these. I love them specifically for donuts and stuff that's on them cardboard tubes. Or yarns like maybe the Karma that will want to center pull real easily. I learned about these from Krista at the Secret Yarnery. She's just over there doing her thing. I adore her. Alright. Now I'm going to do half doubles. One thing I noticed with working with that Halloween yarn from Hobie is when you have yarn that has the little flags on it like this, or the little, whatever you call those, the pom-poms, whatever you call them. If you're working in the round, specifically, you will get where a lot of the bumps end up on the back side of your fabric. And that's bad when you're working amigurumi, because that means all the bumps are on the inside of your creature. And that's why when you're working with this kind of yarn, I think it's a really good idea to do something that's back and forth and not just like in the round. Otherwise, the wrong side of your fabric will have all of the bumps. And my throat's getting dry, so I'm going to have to take another drink. Talking too much is what I do. Alright, so, can I feel that thread? Yes, I can feel that thread. Possibly because I'm doing a tight tension. I can definitely feel that thread. And it's causing mild, ever so mild irritation in between my fingers. But I do tell you guys, with every yarn review that I do, I have skin sensitivities, I have eczema, I have autoimmune issues that cause my skin to have flare-ups. Like, there's all kinds of stuff going on with my skin. And I tell you these things because some of you also experience the same thing, and maybe You would hate this yarn if it rubbed you the wrong way, which, I mean, I don't like any yarn that rubs me the wrong way. I don't like people that rub me the wrong way either, let's be honest. But this isn't too bad. Mostly I feel the acrylic yarn, which is a lovely yellow yarn. But I can feel that thread. And if I loosen up my tension a little bit, it won't be as bad. I'm just doing like I did with the last swatch, and I'm doing single, half, double, double. And this would spin more freely if it wasn't so close to my hand. But I'm so sorry for coughing in your ear. I should have probably put a cough drop in my mouth. I also don't like the mouth sounds that come with having a cough drop in your mouth though on camera, because I'm real close to the camera and you guys hear that. So this is what is happening. You see the cute little bits on there? That's what's happening. And it just makes your blanket or your top just extra special, extra unique. Now, I didn't tell you, there's 437 yards in this tiny little cake. Okay? It's going to go a long way. Because these average skeins are like 200. So one of these skeins, one of these little donuts, is going to go a long way. It's definitely going to make it through most of your project. Depending on what you're making, how big you're making it. I think I picked the right yarn because this yellow definitely is showing off the neon. And it just makes it so pretty. Now this is giving me ideas for Halloween because like Halloween is heavy on my mind. Well, hello Scarlett, good morning. You hear her tip-tapping back there, Scarlett. She came down for her morning outside time. She just wanted to find mommy and she'd go outside. I'm going to do one more row of half doubles, which is what we're working on now. Oh, I missed the strand. That's alright. It don't matter if you miss it every once in a while. This is so fun. This is going to be so fun to play with. How much, did I say how much these were? Did I tell you the fiber content? I think I did. 75% acrylic, 25% nylon. Alright, Premier Yarns, where'd the website go? Yeah, these are $3.99. So for $3.99, you could probably hold this together with 2 balls of basics. And it would last through the entire 2 balls of basics. I don't remember if this is basics or if this is big twist. Alright, now we got one more row of of double crochet. So we have a proper swatch. So you can see what this looks like together. And honestly, as long as I keep my tension fairly regular and not too loose. Good morning, Ponyo. It doesn't split and I don't drop that stitch a whole lot. The thread, not the stitch. And of course, you could absolutely use this held together with the Karma, but I think because the Karma is so soft, I probably wouldn't do that because it will add, although I don't feel it. I don't feel it unless I push really hard. I don't think I would hold this together with the Karma. I think I would just hold this together with a regular old acrylic or a wool. Even a wool would be cool, but not with the Karma. Look at how cool that looks. There's not another yarn like that on the market, I promise you. I promise you. And like I said, you can use the colors if you're a spinner, like I am. I think this would be a beautiful core to spin around with this, or spin this yarn and then spin them both together, apply them together, because I think that would be beautiful, because this has purple and black and green, and this is black and green and gray, and I just think those would be beautiful together, spun, plied together, if you will. And then last but not least, we have the red and the black and the white, and this is so pretty. This is the Smithsonian one. I'm trying to think if I have a yarn that would go perfect with that. I'm looking at my my yarn. What color would really make that pop? I'm thinking blue for some reason. I'm just thinking the blue. And I have blue over here, but I have... This is a fancy bougie yarn, okay? Bear with me. We're going to switch out a little bit, because inquiring minds need to know. And I am an inquiring mind. Oh, this one has a rubber band. The other one didn't. Alright, I'm going to slip that on. Because for some reason I'm just seeing the blue. Now this is Baby Llama, I think. This is Misky from Mirasol. It is extra fine Baby Llama yarn. This stuff is real nice. It's real soft. But I'm looking for color, because these are not going to stay together. I just want to see what it would look like with the blue, because I'm just thinking it would be cool. And then I'm going to frog it, because just like with the Karma, I would not hold this with the Karma. I wouldn't necessarily use it with this specific Baby Llama yarn, just because I don't want it to affect the texture of the Baby Llama, because the Baby Llama is so ridiculously soft. And because this is a much thinner yarn, I probably need a smaller hook, but it'll be fine. I'm just curious, because I want to see. I'm just fascinated by all of the possibilities of this. And I've done this on the channel before, where I've held two yarns together. I don't remember, Premier Yarns or Universal, one of them, came out with a yarn. It was like this, but it was jeweled, so it was shiny metallic yarn. And I used that to hold two yarns together. And I don't remember what I made, because it was a while ago. Oh yeah, this is definitely pretty with the powder blue. I wonder if I have I do. I am looking at it. I have other powder blue yarn up there. I have several, as a matter of fact. But this one was in my scrap bin, so... Oh, look at that. That's so cute. It's so cute. Just to give you an idea what you can do with these kinds of yarns. Because I know a lot of times, I myself am included, I'm a thrift shopper, okay? I love buying thrifted yarns. And sometimes there will be a huge amount of a specific type of yarn in the thrift stores, because people buy them because they're pretty, and they have no idea what to do with them. Fun fur is one of them. Alright, can you just stay up there, please? Nope, he's going to keep rolling down the hill. Fun fur or any kind of like novelty yarn are always in thrift shop situations or creative reuse stores. And stuff like this is always in thrift shops and creative reuse stores, because people will buy it and they have no idea what to do with it. They think it's pretty and they're like, oh, that's neat, I can do something. And then it fizzles out of their mind. And that's why I like doing videos like this, because I like to be creative, think outside the box. And I like to think of ways that I can best use the yarn. And also to help you guys, so that you're not stuck with, oh, I bought this yarn, now what am I going to do? This is really pretty. See, this is given a sweater. This makes me think sweater. And yes, it would be a beautiful hat. It would be a beautiful cowl, scarf. If you had an acrylic yarn underneath that was... See, I skipped a whole bunch of that. We're going to pretend I didn't do that. As long as you're using a blanket. You know, actually, what is the washing instructions for this? Machine wash, warm, tumble dry. So you can pair it with your acrylics and make baby blankets or fun unique blankets that no one else has another blanket anywhere like that, because there's not another yarn anywhere like this. This feels so good. That baby llama yarn is so nice. It's so nice. Do you guys know that in Australia they have possum yarn? Yeah. They have a type of possum that is considered a nuisance in Australia, and they use it to make yarn. I learned that from Affordably Crafty. Kim at Affordably Crafty. She doesn't make videos anymore, but she ran across it in a thrift shop, and I went deep down the rabbit hole, and I was like, I need to know more about possum yarn. And there's this, it's like one of the softest yarns, but it's readily available because they want to kill off the possums, because the possums are a nuisance. They're killing plants and animals, and like they're a big nuisance in Australia. I think it's Australia or New Zealand or both. Anyway, possum yarn. I've always wanted to try possum yarn. It's one of those unique things. So this is what it looks like. Stop talking about possums, Jen. This is a llama. This ain't possum. Look how pretty that is. I knew the blue was the right color to hold with that. I just knew it. So you guys, you got to think outside the box. Just because this is pink and black does not mean you have to hold it with a pink or a black. Or a white for that matter. Holding it next to that blue, look at how pretty that is. It's beautiful. And yes, I can feel the strand if I rub really hard. But I could wear that against my skin without a problem. And it's really, really pretty. I really like this hold together yarn. Like I said, these are not going to stay together though, so we're going to frog this. That yellow actually might stay with that. I might have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Oh, see, I tangled it. I tangled it! And that is the llama that's hanging up. Because that llama does not want to frog real easily. See me, llama. And there you have it. So, we got the new colors of the Trinket. That are, by the way, let me turn my light off. Fluorescent. You see that? I should have did that with this one, but that gives you an idea. The pink is fluorescent too. Look at that. You make yourself, I mean, you can't even see the yellow anymore because that thread is so fluorescent. The green is fluorescent. The pink is uber fluorescent. Y'all, Premier Yarns is killing it. So I'm going to try to untangle this. Wrap it back up. I just wanted to give you guys some ideas of what you can do with these beautiful yarns. And for $3.99, we're going to call it a an add-in. I think this is the Smithsonite. We're going to call it a yarn add-in for $3.99. A fun way to rediscover yarn, to recreate your own yarn, to make your own little fun things, unique projects that nobody else is going to be able to replicate, because they're going to be like, oh, where'd you get that specific yarn? That is, if you do shows or if you make things for other people or you sell stuff, that's going to make your project stand out, because there's not other yarns on the market that look like that. And you can change it up any whole way that you want. I'm just winding my blue llama back up. You can change it up any way you want. Experiment. Do little swatches like this. See what looks good with the colors. Play. Don't be afraid to play. Do not be afraid to play with your yarn. And if you have a bunch of scrap balls laying around, that's a good use of your scrap balls. And what's cool about that, I need to put the label back in here, so I don't forget what that is. If you have a bunch of scrap balls laying around, because this is a scrap ball. That's what Kayla calls a floppy. You could take your little scraps and hold this together with all your scraps, and it will make the whole blanket seem like a cohesive blanket, not just scraps going together, because the common link to all of it will be the add-in. So, with that, check out the new yarns, the Trinket and the luxurious, soft, luscious Karma. Because, oh, that's so soft. And I think we're going to design a cowl I would like to do a hooded cowl, but I don't want to do the 3 colors in a hooded cowl. Like, I would like to do an all white hooded cowl. But I think what we're going to just do is a cowl. Because 174 yards should make a cowl. And, oh. The ombre is raised. That's crazy. Yeah, the ombre is, it feels embossed. Well, that's cool. I will link both of these yarns below in my description box of the video. Karma and the Trinket. They are affiliate links. I earn a small percentage back if you purchase by clicking that link. And if you purchase anything at Premier Yarns by clicking my link, I earn money. And so that's just a little information in case you wanted to buy some of this. There's no pressure. I just really like doing these reviews. I really like showcasing and telling you, hey, look, there's new stuff on the market. This is what to look for. This is what we can do with these beautiful projects. This is what we can do with it. And with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.